Andrew Barrett-Lewis. I'm assistant professor of musical theater here at WT. And Unlucky in Love is the story of Abby Burgess, who is a kind of eccentric, larger-than-life woman.
So, Abby loves Guy.
So, Jerry loves Claire. Touchdown!
She has frequently been put down because of her size. And she kind of lets that sink in. At the top of the show, she's a writer. She's going to try and get her book published, and the publicist won't publish her because her image doesn't fit what she thinks the image of the company is.
I know, he takes my breath away, he also took my heart away, he also makes me scared, swallow fear, I feel a first water.
Yes!
Oh my God! It is my turn.
So she's turned down immediately at the top of the show. And so what she decides is that she's going to give that up. And through a strange turn of events, she ends up writing an online profile for her best friend, who is more what that publisher is looking for. And what ends up happening is this guy, who happens to be named Guy, picks up on this. And they start instant messaging. But of course, they're using Claire's picture instead of Abby's picture. And so all of this trouble kind of ensues. It's based on Cyrano de Bergerac, and so the idea is that she is the words and Claire is the face, and they get into lots of trouble trying to do this. And as we would expect, Guy is actually falling in love with Abby. Those words, the intellect, but all he sees is the face. And so the major hurdle of the show is coming to grips with, can Abby and Guy actually be together? Yeah, exactly. For real.
My name is Skillman. I'm a playwright. I'm the author of many plays, but 3 that have been recently published by Sam French are my plays Cut and Geek, and my play Birthday, as well as Nobody. I've been working on a musical for a while with Bobby Cronin. I'm the book writer on it. We write the book together, which is really exciting. And so Bobby and I have been working on the show for about like two-ish years, but basically he heard of someone who was the wonderful Andrew Lewis here, was looking for a great project, and so wanted to work on that new musical, so we came on out to work on it. In New York, we have a producer that we're working with, and at the same time was also looking at having it staged. So to kind of get it on its feet, to see how it all works. For me, I was really craving that, because as a writer, it takes there's only so much work you can do in your room and on the page and talking through things and having people sit in chairs. So to get them up and to also entertain, even if it's the perfect idea or the wrong idea, but to start talking in the rehearsal room about like, hey, what would be ideal? What does work here? Let's try that. Oh, we didn't like that. Let's do this. All of a sudden, then I can take all that and put it back in the script. I can get it back on the page, and it can keep moving forward in development, leading to production. This is a really exciting lead character, We're taking someone who, this is not a normal leading woman character that you see, which I think in more classic ways, like Bells Are Ringing kind of did, Gypsy kind of did that, in that kind of way. But we're seeing, at Hairspray did it, but it's an exciting time to see why that's dynamic and why it's important, and so that's really cool. And because of that, I think it was neat to get to know so many students that are so talented, but also to give them the chance to do a leading role that they might not find elsewhere. If there was like a typical, musically ingenue part kind of thing. So that was really neat. We did the auditions by Skype. That was pretty cool. So we got to know the students really well. I've been really impressed by just how much they're learning throughout the whole process, and how valuable, it's been for us to hear what they're learning back, and for us to share that.
Somehow people believed he was dating women. Come up and be like, Jack, this girl.
I'm Bobby Cronin, and I'm a composer, lyricist, and writer. I've been working on a musical with Skillman for past 3 or 4 years, and originally it was done in London. It was commissioned by Arts Ed, which Andrew Lloyd Webber is the president of, and it was through his fund to develop a new project. And Crystal and I had always wanted to do a take on Cyrano de Bergerac with a female twist, and I got to develop that in London in 2012. And then we started working on a newer version of that in 2013. Did a couple of presentations, got our producer in 2014, and actually we got our producer in 2013, and did some more presentations in New York City, and we got to the point where we needed to be on our feet, away from critics, as like a developmental lab. And right as we had said it to our producer, I got an email from a friend of mine who I did a writer's lab with at Goodspeed in Connecticut. And she said, I heard of someone that's looking for a project, and it sounds like your project would be great for them. And I think it was within a day, it was a done deal. And so we're here to have it on its feet, for us to be writing on the spot, changing things, having actors breathe life into the project. And a big aspect of the show is visual. So, because it's behind technology. And so we wanted to see how that would work as well. Because in our minds it worked. And luckily, we're seeing that it works.
Together. Being in harmony with each other is what makes us good parents. I know what makes good parents. Being the opposite of mine, who can only legally talk 100 feet.
My character's name was Duncan, and he was a musician living in New York City with his husband, and he's a piano player, and so he plays the piano at the bar, and his husband sings with him. So they kind of form like a musical group together. And it's funny that what makes it so, I mean, the musical's contemporary, and what makes it kind of refreshing is that all the heterosexual couples are the ones that are having all these problems, but then the homosexual couples are the ones that they're strong and they've been married 5 years. And they hit a snag in the relationship when Duncan, my character, wants to have a baby, and they keep trying to adopt a baby, except Simon, his husband, wants to focus more on his career as an actor. It's relevant in the fact that it has a lot of social media with it, because they meet on a dating site, and then it's a lot of texting and a lot of like Instagram and all this stuff, and that's how people communicate in the show, is through social media, which is a really relevant thing today, especially for young people, because our entire lives are being posted on social media. And so I guess it can kind of show the dangers or just the impact that the virtual world has on our real world, which I think is really good for young people to see.
Hey.
Hey.
So, leaving work 2 hours on the clock's the way you roll, huh?
I get it. You're fired. Get your things, Abby. Well, yes, I will, boss.
Hey, don't put words in my mouth.
My name is Lacey Franklin. I go to West Texas A&M University. I'm a senior musical theater major. I played Abby. I played the lead character. I guess the Cyrano of the whole entire show. I loved her. She was hysterical, mainly because I see a lot of myself in her. Someone who can be so ashamed of, this is probably gonna be really depressing, but so ashamed of like how they look on the outsider, that they're not like a Victoria's Secret model, you know what I mean? And that she inspired me in the fact that I can be the humorous person that I am, or like the person who is okay with reading Jane Austen books all the time, you know what I mean? And use my personality and what's inside of me to win someone over, and that's perfectly fine. With everything that's going on with like the no body shame campaigns that are going on, and how like plus is equal, you know what I mean? Because it like, that's at the end of the day, that is what it's about. You know what I mean? The fact that men, like, and this is gonna sound really awful, but like men want someone who looks like Tyra Banks, you know, circa like 1996 when she was like Victoria's Secret model. Like, the thing is like most of the time that's not obtainable. And the thing is all women are real women no matter what size. You know, it doesn't matter if you have curves or if you're a size 2. You're real about, it's like this play talked about, you're real about what's in your heart. And that's what makes you the person that you are. It's not about what's on the outside. And with Abby being, you know, a bigger girl and being not the prettiest, you know, it's about how people should look what's inside and how there shouldn't be any shaming and how someone shouldn't be ashamed of how they look or how they are.
The message of Unlucky in Love is that we all have a path that we're trying to follow, and sometimes it's not at all what we expect, but that there is someone out there for everyone, and that really you have to be true to yourself in order to find out who you are, and those people who you need to meet will find you.